And away we go here on our Friday roundtable. As I said in the intro, we are drafting non-quarterbacks, and we are going to slot Myles Garrett in here as we go along. I'm very curious to see where he ends up. Here's our draft order. Doug is going to have the number 1 pick, Scott number 2, Ellis number 3, Mary Kay number 4, and I will have number 5. Let's get right into it. Doug Lesmerises, pick number 1 in the non-quarterback draft. I want to know if this is as big a no-brainer as I think it's going to be.
I think it has to be. I feel like this is like the quarterback draft in a lot of ways, that picking number 1 is not that interesting because there is one no-brainer. I feel like the draft starts at 2. Is there anybody who wouldn't pick Aaron Donald here? I mean, is there a football fan? Is there a football media member? Is there anybody in the league that wouldn't pick Aaron Donald here? I mean, he's like number 1 in every analytical thing. I mean, he's like a defensive end playing tackle. He's just the guy. I mean, if you follow football, does anybody disagree?
Nope.
So Scott, how about if you take us to pick number 2?
I'm going to go with Travis Kelce. Give me the tight end who cannot be covered, who almost had, I think, second in receptions this year. And we saw him pretty much juke Denzel Ward out of his socks in the playoffs. He makes your quarterback better. Give me the tight end who can't be covered.
Okay, so is this our first kind of shot, or do we have a shocker already? Did we think a tight end would go number 2?
I mean, if you're starting a team, you're probably not taking Kelce here, but we're talking about best player who wasn't a quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Ellis, why don't you give us our 3rd pick here?
Y'all ready for this? I am taking Alvin Kamara, a running back.
Love it.
Thank you, Doug. Look at that. If Doug showed me love, you know I'm making the right pick. For exactly what Doug said about the Kelce pick, this to me is less about position value and just about being different. How do you influence a game?
All right, Mary Kay, let's bring back some sanity to this thing.
Oh gosh, I don't think I have any sanity to lend here because I'm kind of struggling with who I wanted to pick here. The guy that I'm about to pick here is way too high here, but I'm going to go with him anyways. I'm going to put TJ Watt here. I think he contended for NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Again, probably a little bit too high for TJ, but he had a hell of a year. He led the NFL in sacks. He was disruptive. And I like those kind of guys that can disrupt the passing game and wreck the game for you. So I'll go with TJ here.
I am not going to take an edge rusher here, though, at number 5, because I do sort of want to mix it up a little bit, not quite as much as Ellis did there with his Alvin Kamara pick. But I do want to mix it up a little bit, not just go a bunch of edge rushers here in the first round. We already have Donald, who, I know more pass rusher, not really an edge rusher. He's an interior guy. TJ Watt. So I'm going to go with a cornerback here. I'm going to take Xavier Howard, an 89.6 coverage grade, a 53 rating when targeted this year, 10 interceptions, 20 passes defensed. I was going to go either him or Jalen Ramsey. I'm going to go with Xavier Howard in this spot. Our first cornerback off the board at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Too high.
I like the pick. I love the player. I think you picked the wrong corner when you said those 2 names there.
So Doug, kicking off our second round, you're on the clock.
Guess who I'm taking? I'm taking my number 2 player. I got my number 1 player at number 1, and I'm getting my number 2 player at number 6, following my philosophy of being different, being unlike anybody else at your position, and maybe not positional value. There are other good guys at this position, but there are no other guys like this guy in the league. And I'm taking Tyreek Hill.
Home run.
Okay, Scott, we are up to you. Pick number 7, your second round pick.
All right, well, if Tyreek Hill isn't a receiver and isn't the best receiver in the league, then it's this guy, Devontae Adams. I'll take him next. Best route runner. I mean, we all see the highlights every week of him making somebody look stupid off the snap with that step and then juke inside, and you can lose anybody. And I got Kelce and Devontae Adams to throw the ball to. I'm set.
Ellis?
This is a tough spot to be in. I want to lean offense. There are a plethora of edge rushers on the board. And I don't think I can be the one to pull the trigger because there's a question I want to ask you guys when it happens. So perhaps I'm reacting to a run here, but I think there is some separation in this league after this name. So I'm going to take Stephon Diggs. I think he's Antonio Brown. I said it when the Vikings drafted him, and he leaves Minnesota, and he does Antonio Brown-like things. Adams and him are probably toe-to-toe in route running. I'd give Adams the edge on releases. And there's just something about Diggs underneath with the ball in his hands, some jet options that Adams can't do. But you're splitting hairs here. Give me Stephon Diggs again because of the run, and I do think there's a drop-off after this at that position.
All right, Mary Kay, who do you have here with your fourth pick in the second round?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to go with Khalil Mack here.
Great pick.
Very
you.
quietly had a good year.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Joey Bosa. Not his brother Nick. I'm going to take Joey Bosa in this spot. I think when Joey has been healthy, and that has been an issue in his career, he is one of the most disruptive defensive ends in all of football. He's pretty good against the run. He's obviously a fantastic pass rusher. And we've seen ever since he came into the league, he's lived up to where he was drafted. He's lived up to the hype that came with him out of Ohio State. You just look at some of the raw numbers, 47.5 career sacks. Now, Myles isn't far behind that. Myles has 42.5. So just from a raw numbers standpoint, he's pretty much on par with Joey Bosa, who's been in the league a year longer. But I'm going to take Bosa here. This could certainly be a case where one of you could raise your hand and say, no, you should have taken Myles.
So do we want to have this discussion now, or do we want to go to the first pick in the third round and have the discussion? Because it's all lumped together.
Are you going to take Myles?
Am I going to take Myles? Did my number 7 player just fall to me at 11? I mean, I don't want to jump the gun. Yeah, I'm taking Myles Garrett. So
well, then, of course,
let's
we got to
have the discussion. We can have the discussion. I had Joey Bosa slightly behind him, and I feel whatever. I mean, I covered Joey every snap of his college career. Myles is more athletic than Joey.